Hello, this is the first video on this channel. This video has taken me probably over a year to make now. I've been going back and forth between what I think works, what doesn't work, how should the background look, and it's taken me forever to get around to actually making it. But if you're seeing it, I clearly must have done it. So these are the 5 stages of my inspiration for an anxiety-ridden OCD, all of the above, trying to make videos on YouTube. I've been struggling to make this video for over a year now. I wanted to make it something that would inspire me, so when I first started making videos, would I actually watch it, or would I spend the first 30 seconds, get halfway through and then turn it off and just absolutely sack it off? So with all that pressure that I was putting on myself to make sure that this video was perfect, it has really slowed down my creativity, and I've ran into so many roadblocks that I had to navigate my way around or work my way through to try and make this video the best that it could be without it driving me absolutely up the wall. This is the result of over a year's work, and this would now probably be the 5th attempt at actually sitting down to record it. It's always a good start. So the first stage of any creative project that you start will be the inspiration. The inspiration is a great stage to be in. Everything is going well. You start thinking about where this project could take you, what is coming next. The ball just keeps rolling. Like, more ideas keep coming, new ways of doing things that you've probably never tried before but just seem to work in the moment. All of your ideas are coming together. You are inspired by things that you see, people that you've watched before, and you've got an idea of what you want to see when this video comes out. You put more time in, you put more effort in, you put more money in. You can put too much money in, but you put more money in. Everything is snowballing into this one perfect outcome. And then stage 2, the fear. Everything is going wrong. You start looking back at the footage that you've shot and you realise that you don't have enough, or the exposure was off massively, almost too much to correct, or you see another location that you wish that you'd have used. Now, I've been in this stage so many times, and you do when you're learning, and there is nothing wrong with being in that stage. It's not the best, I will admit, and you will not enjoy it that much, but at the beginning, when you're learning, you will make mistakes. As I said, this video has taken me so long to film because I just kept putting it off and putting it off, mainly due to this stage. I would think, it doesn't look right, I wish I'd have done this, I wish I'd have done that, I wish I'd have changed the background, I wish my audio was better, I wish my lighting was better, but I've learned to actually take away from this stage and turn to creative people and spaces that inspire me. So I go onto YouTube, I will watch Pete McKinnon, Danny Bly, who's unbelievable, Liam Rimmington, and I use what they do to inspire myself to actually get past that first down stage that you have where, as I said, everything feels like it's going wrong. It probably isn't going wrong, but your head will 100% convince you that it is. Turn to those people, those spaces that really inspire you, that make you want to go out and make that video again, and it will turn around. I promise it will get there. It will be a rough stage, especially when you're learning. I'm still in that learning stage right now. This is the first video that I'm putting out, and I have no idea how it will turn out when I'm filming it, and it's just been an absolute nightmare to get to this stage right now. But I'm here, I've battled through this stage so many times. This is where stage 3 comes in to partially save the day. Stage 3, elbow grease. Battle through what you're working on. It will seem tough, but once you decide to get over that and start to battle through that second stage, inspiration will return. It may come from the most bizarre place that you never expected it to come from, but it will return, I promise. The project will start to feel different. You'll start to build up a head of steam again, and everything will begin clicking in place almost as it was in the first time. It won't be the same. Do not expect it to be the same as when you first started. You've learned new things, you've come up with new ideas, new perspectives on things, and it's not that you're taking a backward step from where you were. It's a very definite sideways step out of the way of that obstacle that was holding you back. You'll find a different workflow. Maybe that means finding a new place to work. I now take time out of my day to ensure that if I've got any editing to do, that is where I go. Sit down, headphones on, plug yourself into that edit and get down to it, because you will find that your head is trained to work in those places and you will benefit from it no end. Now, this stage is a positive, but it is followed by the worst stage of all. Stage 4, the erase. This is the worst stage of the whole process. You're out of ideas. What do you do next? The project still isn't looking the way that you thought it would. You've almost given up on salvaging the project. But do not erase. I have done this so many times and lived to regret it. What you need to do is export. Export at this stage, regardless of whether you think it's good, whether you think it's the worst piece of that you've ever made in your life. Make sure that you export it. Even if you only use it as a reference for when you come back to this project. I just export at any stage possible now. When you finally get back to working on that project, you'll have a starting point. You can look back at what you had before, you can see how it looked and what you thought at the time was a good idea. Now, it may be that you look back and you think, what was I doing? I wish I'd never done that. You will find small amounts of positives in that old video that you now despise that will make the next one better. Please, 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 please export, don't erase. It is so important, because if you do erase, and as I said, I've been there, I have erased so many projects. If you erase it and then suddenly the client or you want to go back and think, I wonder where I was at this stage and what I had done. If you haven't exported it and you just erased it, that is game over. Now, stage 5. This is the final stage of my personal creative experience. I like to call it the reset. Maybe you started again, or you took a step back from that project. It doesn't matter which one you did, but the project is starting to take shape once again, and you're finally back into the swing of it. Now, as I said, do not expect it to be the exact same or have somehow miraculously worked its way into being that perfect video, because it won't. You will go back to that stage and you will look at it and you'll think, this wasn't quite right. But now that you've come back in with a completely reset mindset, you will be able to see where the positives are, and you will find a way to remove those negative barriers. I can guarantee it. I've done it, you've probably done it, and you're probably sat at home thinking, you're right, he's got a point. I have been through that stage. If you're like me, you are going to go through this cycle repeatedly. Almost every project that I do, I go through these 5 stages without fail. But I'm still releasing videos, I'm releasing reels, whatever I need to do, I'm still releasing it. And that is because finding the strength to say and release that clip or video or piece of art that you're working on takes the most strength. Press send, get it posted, because what will happen is you will release it, and even if you're not completely satisfied with it, it's out there. You can learn from it. Ask people, what do you think of this? How could I have done this better? And make them be honest. There is no point in trying to surround yourself with people that are just going to say, it's perfect, it's amazing. They are not going to help you develop. And throughout time, as you develop, you will reduce the steps that it goes through in this creative process. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will happen much quicker, and hopefully those negative stages won't take over the whole process and ruin it completely for you. So, in conclusion, take the plunge on those videos. You'll learn more from releasing it than looking back at it and thinking, I wish I'd have released it. Look at the early videos of everybody on any platform. especially YouTube. If you go back to the days when YouTube was first becoming the mainstream thing that it was not going to get into that today, but if you look back and look at Peter McKinnon's first video, they themselves will look back and admit that they're awful, that they spent nowhere near enough time on that processing stage, on the planning stage. They didn't. But look at where they are now. They would never have got to the stage that they are now if they didn't take the plunge and get those videos released. So this is me doing exactly that. Releasing this first video, and hopefully, once I've stopped recording and I look into the edit, I don't spend too much time on stage 2 and stage 4. Those are the 5 stages of the process that I go through to get these videos out. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. I'm on Instagram as well, under the same name, under Conjure Productions. Any questions, any feedback that you have got about the video, or what you would want to see in the next ones, because as I say, this is number 1. Who knows how many of these I'm gonna make? Hopefully lots, but the more that I make, the more that I want to inspire you as well as myself, because if I'm not inspiring you or me, there's no point in doing it. Have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. I've finished a video, that's mad.